Hi, this is Deadman. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID.
Or a fake one.
Ugh.
Long ago, there existed two clans, the Lumen Sages of Light and the Umbra Witches of Darkness. Together they controlled a mysterious power. The clans put in place strict laws to ensure that strife would never consume them. But a pair of star-crossed lovers broke this rule, and a child was born with the blood of both sage and witch. It was a beautiful baby girl. Cereza and the Lost Demon.
Already loving the storybook aesthetic Bayonetta Origins is presenting.
Long ago, there existed two clans, the Lumen Sages of Light and the Umbra Witches of Darkness.
The whole story is told just like a storybook, with static images and pages flipping with a narrator speaking over everything. It's a pretty big departure from Bayonetta games as we know them, but I dig shaking up the formula a bit.
But a pair of star-crossed lovers broke this rule, and a child was born with the blood of both sage and witch. It was a beautiful baby girl.
Surprising nobody, I'm in love with the art style of this game. It's very appropriate for the style of story being told. Also, Tiny Cereza is a win.
The witch clan took in the young girl, but she grew up shunned as a pariah, cursed by the circumstance of her birth. Her one comfort was the nights she snuck into the village jail to visit her mother's cell.
Something we've known and speculated for a while, but Cereza had a terrible childhood. Just seeing it play out is even worse than originally imagined. Can I just give her a big hug?
Her mother passed each grueling day barely able to so much as move in her cold cell. But when her daughter came to visit, the witch always showed her a loving smile.
As a parent, this hits really rough, so kudos to the game for being 3 minutes in and having me in tears.
More alone than ever before, the young girl clung to all she had left. A stuffed cat named Cheshire, which her mother had made for her long ago.
We now have a bit more context on why Cheshire is so important to Bayonetta as an adult. Even after losing her memories, this is one of the things that managed to stay in her mind.
Why don't you just leave?
Stay away. She can't be trusted.
Why would you say that?
It's just so heartbreaking that she's a child that's done nothing wrong, and yet she's still shunned by her whole clan. Oh, guess that's a rude reduction, isn't it?
Cereza, you're almost out of time. This is your last chance. If you don't hurry, you may never see your mother again. Jeanne, I can't. You big baby. Come on, I'll lead the way.
Even though this game has a shocking lack of Jeanne, what little she is in the game is fantastic. And I love getting to see her and Cereza's budding friendship.
Wow, Jeanne, you're amazing.
Shut up, baby, I know it.
What is this? Don't come any closer. Ah! No! Ah! Ah!
Luca on to the rescue.
Cereza decided to consult her friend Cheshire.
Truly an awful decision. He's always giving terrible advice. Going with the full storybook theme, our page flips to the next chapter, and it even has a little picture representing what's within. The music is also appropriate for the storybook aesthetic. I swear, I have no idea what else to call this style. Anyway, we got some more bombastic tracks when it comes to boss themes, but it's all mostly in this grim fairy tale style, and it fits so well. Shame we don't get another Moon theme song, but this isn't your standard Bayonetta game. Saving has you scribbling in your journal. What? It's neat and on point, so sue me for liking the small stuff.
Chores neglected and I find my apprentice enjoying her beauty sleep.
Morgana is Scottish, and that's a win. Nope, don't need to look any further into that.
Deadman has a thing for Scottish accents.
Shut up, Neg!
I'm sorry. I just closed my eyes for a second.
Cereza began making an excuse, but Morgana's scowl stopped her in her tracks. Cereza often reminded herself that these chores were all part of her training.
Wax on, wax off.
Her legs dangling like that is adorable, so it's a win.
Oh.
At the thought of herbs, Cereza could not help but make a face. This is one job she wished could be forever stricken from her regimen.
Do we have a problem?
No, ma'am.
I love the character that's on display here. Cereza clearly doesn't like the specific chore of gathering herbs, but doesn't complain all that much about it because she's working towards an end goal.
Dinner time! One helping of magic coming right up.
She's even being cheerful about it. Such good character writing on display here, and I love it. Your magic spell you'll use for the majority of the game is called Witch Pulse, and it has you rhythmically hitting the moons to successfully cast a spell.
No one told me they could do this! I've got to catch it quick! Cool!
A funny tutorial for Thornbind, but it's effective at showing you your spell that will be used in combat.
Cereza hummed a happy tune while picking the herbs. As she bent down, she noticed a pretty flower growing amongst the weeds.
Oh, those flowers would really bring out the colour in Morgana's eyes.
She's just so god-dang precious.
Hair is the most versatile tool of an Umbra witch. It can be shaped into our armor, weapons, and even used as a medium for summoning infernal demons. As blood flows through veins, magic flows through a witch's hair. Care for it as you would your most precious tool, and defend it as you would your very heart.
Morgana gives Cereza the lesson on the importance of her hair, and I can't help but to admire the graphic that goes along with it.
Bataiva Tozu!
Step by step, Cereza flawlessly performed the summoning dance. Until... This looked like trouble. Unless bound by hair, there would be no way to control the demon.
Nah, and she was in such a good mood.
What kind of witch fears her own summoned familiar? I was foolish to think you were ready for this training.
Oh man, that cuts deep.
What? Oh, what are you saying, Cheshire? Take the brace and sneak into the forest? Morgana would give us a right smack on the bottom.
I once again need to praise Angelique Wall. It's not the cleanest segue, but it needs to be said. She is one of the handful of actors in the game, and she is playing a well-established character, and this is her first major role. She does an amazing job at portraying Cereza's giddiness, downtrodden, and scared tones perfectly. I'm eager to see what new role she's able to get from this portrayal of such an iconic character.
And so Cereza threw caution and her teacher's warnings to the wind and set out towards Avalon Forest. Little did she know that what lay waiting in those dark woods would change her fate forever.
Oh hell yeah, that's how you do a delayed title card. And like that, our story comes to a close. The end.
For fuck's sake, we all know it's not over. Would you stop with the fake out ending?
I'm gonna go with no. While it's not as fancy as the other three, Origins still keeps in line with the introduce an enemy to go into the bestiary for later introductions, and I love it.
These were fairies, nefarious creatures who ensnare the souls of humans who venture into the woods to feed on their vitality.
With fairies being introduced into the game, it seems like this may be yet another multiverse instance of Bayonetta, as she has no prior knowledge of them in 3, yet are introduced here. Or it's the Bayonetta 1 or 2 version. Either way, it's pretty confusing where this sits from a timeline perspective.
Please, please work this time.
Fingers crossed, Cereza prepared to use the summoning spell she learnt from Morgana.
Batai Vatorzu! You don't think... Could that have been...
But before Cereza could finish her question,
Cheshire's first summoning is awesome. Hooray! Cereza managed to do it all by herself.
just as Cereza feared, a demon had indeed possessed her beloved stuffed cat. The creature had desperately sought a medium in order to survive in our world. In lieu of hair, it settled for one made of felt.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty hilarious.
You want me to return you to Inferno? Now, how would one go about doing that?
Cereza once again heard the demon's words, this time even more clearly. Send me back! Send me back!
Not a fan of Cheshire not having his own voice. It does make sense in the context as he's not actually speaking, but he should have had his own voice actor attached to his voice.
Claws like daggers descended on Cereza. But what have we here? The demon had stopped cold. As if bound by an invisible force, no matter how he struggled, he was unable to touch Cereza.
I'm not sure if this is a plot hole for this game or for Bayonetta 2, but Gamora seemed to have no problem attacking Bayonetta there, where Cheshire was unable to.
While the combat isn't nearly as deep as its companions, it's a great blend of simple but semi-complex combos to learn.
As Cereza approached, the demon felt the strength return to his body. In an instant, he felt right as rain. His body was linked to Cereza by powerful magic. Moving away from her robbed it of its energy.
That's as good of a reason as any to have them tied so closely together.
The pungent scent tickled Cereza's nose. It was rosemary, often used to ward off evil spirits. As soon as the scent reached Cheshire, he pulled away, face scrunched up in disgust.
While not in battle, you run across some minor puzzle solving in the overworld, and having Rosemary separate you is a good enough reason to have the two take separate paths.
Cereza ran to pick up Cheshire and held him tightly to her chest. In her arms, Cheshire felt his strength returning.
Y'all, this game has hug mode. I'm thrilled there's an actual reason for it, but I didn't need a reason for it. 10 out of 10, best game ever. All games should have a hug mode. It's the cutest thing ever. And on that note, this is quite possibly the most hilarious animation I've ever seen. This game fucking rules.
Whoa!
There's a victory theme of sorts when you're finished with the battle.
Hey! Give me a break!
This is pretty damn funny, so it gets wins.
What have we here?
There were signs that a witch had set up camp here.
Perhaps I'm not the first witch to enter this forest.
Oof, that is just some pitch black foreshadowing. To take my mind off that, here's the map cursor being adorable as hell.
Yes!
Have I mentioned how adorable this game is yet? Even the concocting animation is just darling. The Tir na Nog is a dimension the Fae likes to use to lure in and trick unsuspecting travelers. It's a great way of shaking up the visuals, as well as rewarding you with bonuses when you finish the puzzle and battles held within.
Destroy 4 elemental cores.
So I'm like, reverse avataring?
They spotted the white wolf. Without a moment's hesitation, the pair gave chase.
I like the white wolf being your diegetic marker to the next objective.
Those cheeky fairies! What's their problem?
It's because they know you're weak. Cheshire patronized Cereza.
You just find a safe place and try to stay alive until I find a way to save you.
Don't worry, Morgana. Look! I was able to summon a demon of my very own.
Is that... You summoned a demon into your stuffed toy?
Morgana's incredulity is priceless. It honestly sounds like no witch has ever attempted to summon a demon in a stuffed toy.
In one corner was a rock, polished to a shiny finish. This would make a good substitute for the mirror she used when training.
Shiny rock is as good as anything when it comes to bettering your skills. When you find these rocks, you can access the skill tree and acquire more skills for both you and Cheshire.
Cheshire, here you go.
Heh, he's a hungry boy.
Does this work?
Cereza's dance is adorable.
What? Why don't you flock off already and leave us alone?
Block off, Featherface, or you can stick around and find out the hard way.
Missing his mark, Cheshire's claws struck the elemental core instead. All was quiet until... Energy poured from the core like a furious whirlpool. Standing in its midst, Cereza felt a strange power flow through her.
Well, it wasn't the intended target, but hey, whatever works.
Let's go! Awesome!
Each time you burst an elemental core, Cheshire and Cereza get a new element to play around with, changing Cheshire's special attacks and letting you reach new areas.
Huh! What are you doing?
Let's just say I'm the one you talk to when you want to know about the goings-on in this forest. Well, I'm not a fairy, at least. Take my word on that one.
Says the creepy voice from the shadows.
She's got a point.
Try asking me something if you don't believe me. I'll answer any question you have.
Okay, have you seen any black wolves around the forest lately?
Oh, but you're looking for a white wolf, aren't you?
Perceptive.
What are you saying? You would just abandon them? Don't you know what it feels like to be torn from someone you love?
But as she said these words, Cereza realized something.
Oh, I suppose I tore you apart from those you love when I called you to this world.
I was just born. There's nobody I love. No need for love, only strength.
Man, that is a huge gut punch with Cereza realizing she stole a newborn.
I'm going to be strong too, but I'm going to do it with style. Unlike some creatures I could name.
Can confirm, she's stylish as hell.
Cereza squealed in delight. She was still a child after all.
I can't blame her. Sliding down that big slide would be hella fun.
I can fight! Don't treat me like a helpless child! Come on, Cereza, get it together. I'm going to be a witch.
Self-pep talk. The first real boss fight of the game is against this fairy in a circus. It's very whimsical and it fits the setting perfectly.
I'm tired of your tricks! Cheshire! Time for the finale!
You get pretty awesome finishers too, giving you a small QTE section.
I know the secret pathways of this forest. I may be able to take you to somewhere you've been before.
Ignis is the cutest fast travel system ever. Look at him in his oversized hat.
Are these claw marks? No way. Nothing has claws this big. Right? What?
Don't you just love when Mother Nature shrieks her terrifying answer at you?
It had found a new target. Cereza knew she must fight, but she was petrified with fear.
Aw, he does care.
Running away as usual. Doesn't surprise me at all.
Cereza is understandably scared, and the forest is being a dick about it.
What can you possibly do? Everyone knows you're a failure.
Mummy believed in me!
Believing in yourself.
Go hide somewhere, yelled Cheshire, preparing for battle.
Even though it's only been a short while and they've been at odds the whole adventure, it's lovely to see Cheshire protecting Cereza like this.
I still can't save anyone. No. Not this time. No more running away. I am going to be a witch. I need to be strong.
Self-pep talk.
I wonder if that fairy will be back. But now we know it's not completely invincible.
Invigorated from the battle, Cereza was almost confident. Cheshire was in a sour mood. A part of him realized that if it were not for Cereza's actions, he would currently be dragon food. But he just could not accept that he had been saved by someone he considered so far beneath him.
Cereza finally has a bit of confidence. Sadly, it comes at the cost of her partner feeling bitter that a lowly human had to help him. I love the theme when fighting the Jabberwock. It's a great mix of classic Bayonetta and this fairy tale of Cereza.
I have to help him!
Aw, Cereza's getting to be so brave.
now? Until that big belly of yours bursts.
Badass teamwork.
What are you sulking about this time? We won!
Cheshire started grumbling about how Cereza moving around the battlefield made it hard to fight. Cereza's celebration had been ruined before it could even begin.
Rude.
After Morgana's spectre had vanished, Cheshire let out an angry growl.
That sounds like foreshadowing Morgana's betrayal. Even if it's a little awkward, I love traveling around via water jet.
Cereza told Cheshire the reason she had entered Avalon Forest. Look on appearing in her dream, her quest to save her mother, and the power she was promised that waited at the heart of the forest. Cheshire was speechless. Entering the forest based on a half-remembered promise from a boy in a dream?
I know what it sounds like, but it's all coming true. The elemental cores were just as Lucaon said, right? These are more than mere dreams.
If he did not return to Inferno soon, Cheshire would surely die. The thought that he was chasing the whims of a love-struck child sent his blood boiling with rage. If I don't make it back to Inferno, the last thing I do in this miserable world will be tearing you limb from limb.
You know what? That's fair.
Mummy? Is that you? Mummy?
Come this way.
Mummy, please don't go.
Yes, my dearest Cereza.
That does not sound good. Pretty sure it's not Rosa. Run away, Cereza!
I'm coming, Mummy! Don't leave me again!
The shade vanished with a blood-chilling scream that echoed through the trees.
Cheshire to the rescue, even if Cereza doesn't quite see it like that.
Their fight was quickly reaching its boiling point. Then came the straw that broke the demon's back.
Don't forget who summoned you here! Why don't you just behave like a proper demon and do as I say?
Cheshire's eyes narrowed. For a second, he was quiet. Cheshire broke the silence with a threatening growl.
I wish I'd never summoned you! Good. That's it. We're through.
Cereza's final words echoed off the trees. Then all was still.
That hurts so much to hear, especially with Cereza being callous on Cheshire's feelings. She keeps forgetting that he's a newborn and is being a dick to him. I hate to do it, but gotta give her a rude deduction.
I can get through this forest fine by myself. I'm not scared.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Cereza once again spotted Cheshire. Incapacitated by his wounds, he was surrounded by fairies.
What has he gotten himself into now? Nope, not going to worry about it.
But before she knew what she was doing, Cereza had set off in Cheshire's direction.
Aw, she quit being a shit and did what was right.
A large gash was cut on Cheshire's leg. Bits of cotton were falling out, along with his magical energy. The fairies had not been kind to their captive. Cheshire could hide his pain no longer.
That cut!
Unless the wound was mended, The magic-infused threads that bound Cheshire to this world would not last long.
Hold still. If you move around like that, you'll just make things worse.
Cereza needed to suture the wound as soon as possible. There was only one way she could think to do it.
Remember, Cereza, as blood flows through veins, magic flows through a witch's hair. Care for it as you would your most precious tool, and defend it as you would your very heart.
Sorry, Morgana, but I found something more important.
These were the precious locks Cereza was growing out to resemble her mother. As expected, they worked their magic. Cheshire's wound closed in an instant.
Just, wow. I wasn't expecting this game to get me all up in my feels like it did, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't shed some tears at this part. Cereza's growing up to be a fine woman and sacrificed something that was precious to her in order to help another. This is the kind of thing I love to see with prequels, showing more depth to established characters that makes me love them even more.
Don't blame me if that teacher of yours has a fit, Cheshire said quietly.
Don't worry, it'll grow back.
After healing Cheshire, Cereza finally has the confidence to pull off restoration magic, and it gives you a new traversal ability.
How'd you like that? Don't think I'm so shabby now, huh?
No, a cut like this is nothing. But this ribbon isn't so bad,
Cheshire said in a slightly embarrassed voice.
Yeah, I think it suits you perfectly.
Aw, they're so cute together.
Stop! With its impetuous petals of the seed of ruin in our kingdom! We will not allow him to wake a cursed child from his slumber!
We don't realize it at this moment, but the Fairy King is actually the hero of the story.
Insolence! Before us all, bend the knee! Those with 4 legs bend too. The very trees of Avalon bow before us to pay obeisance. We are Puka the Wise, Puka the Magnanimous. Pause for dramatic effect. Puka the one true king of the Avalon Forest.
Puka, being full of himself and having a Farquaad-esque stature, is hilarious. He's supposed to be this regal thing, deserving of all the respect, but you just can't help but to laugh at the poor deluded thing.
What? Okay. So it was you who did all that awful stuff to Cheshire. I see a royal behind in need of a good spanking.
Yeah, classic Bayonetta. Oh damn, he can call angels and they come in with their music? Yeah, okay, maybe he's king for a reason. I do actually find it humorous that the Affinity are a basic enemy in Bayonetta and they can be dispatched with ease. While here, they're actually a bit difficult, what with Cereza being inexperienced. It's a nice juxtaposition is all.
Back to Paradiso with you!
Hell yeah, we even get a torture attack.
Long live the fairy kingdom! Lovely Puka.
about? What the? Oh, give me a break!
Realizing what had happened, Cereza hurriedly began wiping her face clean. The spectacle was too much for Cheshire. He rolled with laughter.
Aw, I love that Cheshire has softened up a bit and is actually having some fun with Cereza, even if it's at her expense.
Morgana's ghostly form appeared. She took one look at Cereza and furrowed her brow.
Cereza, what have you done with your hair?
Sorry. I needed it for something.
Cereza explained how she had used her hair to save Cheshire.
It was for a good cause. Besides, she looks cute. You leave her alone, Morgana.
As he neared the threshold, memories of their journey came flooding back to Cereza.
Aw, he really does care. Cheshire sacrificed his ticket to go home to make sure Cereza was safe. I love the growth both of them have shown over the course of this adventure.
What have you done to him?
Cereza's question fell on deaf ears. Puka was busy cackling maniacally. Until...
Alrighty then. This just turned from a cute game to a horror game.
What should I do? Maybe I can help him with my magic? Don't worry, I'm here for you! Cheshire? Are you in there? You recognize me?
In a fun twist, you help calm Cheshire down instead of fighting him. Cereza has to be smart about how she moves around the battlefield so as to not get hurt.
Cereza sung him a lullaby she remembered from long ago.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
I love this ties into Fly Me to the Moon being the battle song from the first game. Multiple timelines be damned. It's adorable as hell that the song was the lullaby that Rosa used to sing Cereza.
How can this be an old lullaby if Bart Howard wrote the song in 1954?
Stop overthinking things, dude. It's for fun.
Is there no challenge you cannot overcome? Cereza, you amaze me.
Compliments.
No, I am here. I'm afraid what you see in that crystal is nothing but a shell.
Both Cereza and Cheshire were startled. The source of Lucaan's voice was none other than the White Wolf.
That was unexpected.
Lucaan was the last fairy prince, the son of the former king and his human queen. The king was loved by his subjects and even sought a way to live in harmony with the human world. But a faction of evil fairies conspired against him. Killing the king in cold blood, they next came for his wife and young Lucaan. His mother managed to save Lucaan's spirit before she was driven out of the fairy kingdom, never to return again. Unable to kill Lucaan, but fearing the return of his royal bloodline, the rebellious fairies sealed his body using a powerful spell.
Poor guy. I think I have to give points for that tragic backstory.
With the seal broken and my fairy power restored, we can leave this forest together. I will help you save your mother. So please.
Something only a witch can possess? Just say the word. How can I help?
Why, Cereza, you've already brought me exactly what I need.
What? I did?
Yes! You brought the sacrifice!
Oh boy, that's not good. I take back the win.
You witches harness their power as a tool, a weapon, nothing more.
You're wrong! Cheshire is no tool. He's a living creature with his own thoughts and dreams. We made it this far by working together, so I'm not about to offer him up like some sacrificial goat.
I love her so much for this. She's showing exactly why she's such a good character. Even if that's what witches have been doing, it's not what she wants to do. She's doing what's right and not necessarily what's been taught to her. Oh, this one hurts. I wish we didn't have to fight Lucaon, but his desperation clashed with Cereza's morals, and sadly there's no other choice. Just wow. The arena, the stakes, the music, everything just blends together so good. The arena is this orb of power with rings embroidered with face symbols floating around it, making it difficult for Cereza to actually reach Cheshire. The stakes are Lucaon trying to absorb the elemental power from Cheshire. And the music, wow. The music is easily one of the best tracks in the game. It's so melancholic. Lucaon clearly not really wanting to go through with it, but he's dying and feels he's got no other choice. But just you wait. There's more to come.
Cheshire!
He's gonna pay for that. Time to take back what he stole!
Okay, let's go!
Oh, hell yeah!
I'm taking back what you stole from Cheshire! Alright, one element down!
Getting to take back the stolen elements is an awesome addition to a boss fight.
And 4! We've taken back everything you stole, Lucaon!
Pressing all of the contextual elemental buttons for a power-up is most definitely a win.
Oh. Cheshire. Cheshire, I'm here now. It's okay. Unleash your real power.
Y'all, I was hyped for this when it happened. Everything between the holding back to not hurt Cereza, the demonic markings appearing on Cheshire. And don't get me started on the flipping gold danglies that represent Bayonetta's weapons and color. You want to talk about an awesome retcon? Here it is. I love this so much, and it's getting hella wins. Unbound Cheshire is so much fun to play as. He's totally OP and makes the spectacle of a battle even better than it already was.
Together, no one can stop us. I'm not letting anyone have Cheshire. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, lasers colliding and a confident Cereza are wins.
Look on!
A heroic demon? Such altruism was unheard of throughout all infernal texts.
That's because Cheshire's a good boy. Even if he's a cat.
I thought demons were all heartless monsters, but I was wrong. Cheshire, was it? Forgive me for what I tried to do. The only heartless one was me.
Aw, Lucan is a good boy too.
There's still time. Come on, we have to get you to her. Lucan, I won't let you die here.
While Cereza isn't a good boy, she's precious.
Hearing his words, Cereza knew it had been Puka who had betrayed the Fairy King. Puka who had torn Lucan's family apart before cursing him to wander the forest in solitude.
Rude. It's not riding a horse with a sword on its face, but riding Cheshire away from a wall of fairies is certainly exciting. Comeuppance.
This wolf is actually the spirit of a boy. If we don't do something, he'll die. Please, Morgana, can you save him?
Morgana said nothing. She gently stroked the wolf's fur. Confused, Cereza looked at her master.
Huh?
She saw an expression of which she did not think Morgana was capable. It was warm, filled with love.
Morgana?
You want to save him? How dare you? How dare you say those words after what you did to him, you foolish girl!
Oh, that can't be good.
Cereza, why is that demon still here? Did you not reach the altar? What do you think those years of training were for?
Morgana appeared to be growing more angry by the second. She advanced on Cereza and Cheshire.
Morgana? What are you saying? What's wrong?
You still don't get it! The training, the brace, the dream! Do you have any idea how long I prepared for the day my precious Lucaon would return?
Thunder crashed in the distance. Wind screamed through the trees. A cold chill ran through the air.
Dozens of girls I lured into that forest. Each required years of training. All for naught. I was so close this time, but you had to go and ruin everything. You selfish brat.
Cereza had endured her share of scolding from Morgana, but this time was different. These were not the words of a strict teacher. They were filled with nothing but pure loathing.
That is genuinely heartbreaking. Cereza just wanted to be strong enough to see her mummy, a goal not too dissimilar from Morgana, and yet Morgana's actions are nothing short of a betrayal. I did not see this coming, and wow, does it make a powerful finale.
Morgana, I know I wasn't a good pupil. I always messed up during training and broke your rules. I know I let you down. You might have been strict, but I always knew you cared about me. You were like a mother to me. I just wanted to make you proud.
Get away!
Oh my gods, my heart! I feel so bad for Cereza.
A pity. You had the potential to become a fine witch, Cereza. If only you'd hardened your heart. But you were always so damn soft!
Morgana is not realizing one very important detail. Do not mistake kindness for weakness. Yet another melancholic theme to go with a battle that is unwilling to be fought by Cereza, but is pushed to have no choice. Holy shit, that's a final boss!
What's wrong? Giving up without a fight?
Cereza heard Cheshire's voice ringing clearly in her mind.
What am I supposed to do? There's no way I can fight Morgana.
I see. Well then, I guess that means our journey's over,
The demon sounded disappointed.
Our journey?
That's what you'd call it, right? This whole thing to save your mum? You blabbered so much about her, even I was starting to look forward to meeting her.
Cheshire paused.
What is it?
I'm sorry for what I did back there in the forest.
Cheshire.
And you were right. I never would have made it this far on my own. Thank you.
Cereza was moved by the demon's unexpected words.
Cheshire, wait! I promised to send you home. I intend to keep that promise.
Yes! I love that little pep talk Cheshire gave, leading to Cereza embracing her powers even more, with her first usage of witch time.
Friends protect each other. Friends keep their promises. Gone was the fear and hesitation from Cereza's eyes. In its place was courage and steadfast resolve.
I'm an Umbra witch, just like my mum. Come on, let's dance!
Her courage leading into one of the most iconic lines, plus the brace breaking signifying her power is all her own? Can I get a hell yeah?
Too slow! it! Let's go! How about this?
This is such a beautiful arena. It deserves a win.
Mother and child shared a tender embrace. This was the warmth he had been dreaming of.
Thank you for always watching over me, Mother. You can rest now. I'm happy I was able to see your face one last time.
Good night, my son. Sweet dreams.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Cheshire realized that this unexpected twist of fate had delivered exactly what he sought. A door to Inferno lay before him.
Hooray for things working out.
Cheshire looked back at Cereza. His expression said what they were both thinking.
If I go back, you'll be all alone.
Even after all we've been through, you're still gonna treat me like a kid? Just wait, I'll be strong enough to summon you myself in no time.
Love the confidence that Cereza has now. She's sounding like her future self.
You have grown into a splendid witch, Cereza. You are going to be just fine.
Meg, quit cutting onions in here!
Make me.
I personally love the cat ears, but I do love that she's got a new hairstyle similar to the OG beehive.
The night was young. Cereza set off on her next adventure, the pale moon lighting her way.
Please be a sequel, please be a sequel, please be a sequel.
Isn't the line my sequel senses are tingling?
Yes, but I really would like a sequel to this specific game.
The end.
Yeah, that's a boss as hell way to end your story that's told like a story. While it's not Let's Dance Boys and a dance-off with the whole cast, I love the ending theme of Together in the Moonlit Forest, as it shows off Cereza through interpretive dance, being timid at first, then being confident at the end. A nice interpretive dance way of showing her story arc through the end credits.
We have heard the tale of an unlikely friendship between a young witch and a lost demon. But there is a secret chapter hidden in its pages that remains untold. This is a story of two young witches who are joined by a powerful bond. From this time forth, it must forever remain a secret, never to be repeated.
Hell yeah, Secret John chapter!
And as for Cheshire, he was nowhere to be seen. Could this too have been the work of the fairies?
My thanks. The fairies' power resonated through your memories to guide me here.
No, it's something much worse than the fairies. Fucking singularity.
Unlike Cereza, Jeanne lived in the Umbra Witch village. Though forbidden, she often snuck out to meet her rival. The two never missed a chance to compare strength.
Screw the rules, I have money.
She thought for a moment, then had a truly devilish idea.
I've a proposition for you, demon. I'll get you unstuck. But in return, you help me find Cereza.
Find Cereza?
The demon eyed Jeanne suspiciously.
That's the deal. If you say you'll help me, I'll move you to a body in a less precarious position. I have just the thing.
Jeanne produced a stuffed animal of her own. A handsome red stuffed cat. Compared to Cheshire's tattered felt, its velvet fur had a rich sheen.
Jeanne pulling Cheshire from his stuffed body into another body is truly hilarious.
Demon, speak your name.
I don't have one.
The demon showed his gratitude the only way he knew how. An angry roar.
I see. Then I shall call you Charles.
Ah! And his name is Charles. This extra chapter is mostly delightful.
Thus began Jeanne and Cheshire. Jeanne and Charles' search for Cereza.
So we meet again, my brave friend. Or perhaps introductions are in order. Yes, you may call me he who affirms all phenomena.
My, that's quite a mouthful. You're worse than No Name over there.
His power extinguished. The spectre's body flickered, then faded away.
Good, I'm tired of this shit.
Thus concludes the adventure of Jeanne and Charles.
You know what? I really could have done without the whole singularity bit. It was unnecessary and honestly brought down this game overall. He was a sucky, not at all fleshed out villain in 3, and his appearance in this game did nothing to further that. Also, at what point was Jeanne supposed to pop in and grab Cheshire? At no point was Cereza petrified as she was here. So it's either a huge suspension of disbelief, or it's another timeline. Either way, this one chapter made me as grumpy as Cheshire, and I'm going to put the wins back to the end of the main campaign. I think it's safe to say I adore cute things just as much as I love badass and gory stuff. This was legit one of the most adorable things I've ever played, and granted, it is Bayonetta, a series I love dearly, but I'm surprised at just how well it resonated with me. The gameplay is completely new, and this is a young, scared Cereza, rather than the confident woman we've grown to love. I love seeing her start her journey to becoming a fully fledged witch, and the nostalgia and callbacks didn't hurt either. Okay, so I did bash on Jeanne's chapter hard, but I really can't stand Singularity as he is now. I want to make it clear, I'm usually okay with whatever direction a creator takes with their characters. All I ask is that it makes sense. Anyway, this is the review for Bayonetta Origins, not 3. I fully love seeing the story unfold, especially the parts where we can see her later personality shine through. I figured freeing Lucaon was not exactly the best thing, although the reason why, and Morgana being his mother, did shock me hard. It made all the story beats come together for the climax. The music is wild. Sometimes it's all mystic and fairy tale-like, and others it's, well, Bayonetta music. I love the music and have got some of it in my rotation on my playlist. It's really good. While I'm not a huge fan of the twin stick style of play, I think it works well here. It also helps that you can just have hug mode active when you don't need both out, and as I said before, hug mode's the best thing in this. While I do think that Cereza could have been given more to do in combat, I think the system works just fine, and it adds an extra layer with you needing to protect her. I also really like the Metroidvania-type puzzles outside of combat with new abilities opening up new areas. What more can I say about the art style of this game? It's beautiful and it actually looks really good, unlike some other games. Wait, how many times did I bash on Bayonetta 3 in this completely separate video? Look, I waited for how many flipping years and it just shit on her character. Anyway, yeah, Bayonetta Origins is super pretty and I'd love to see more games with this or similar art styles. In closing, I have no idea if we're going to get another game in the same vein or a traditional sequel starring Viola, but I'm excited to see where the series goes. It certainly can't be any worse than... yeah, okay. Thank you for watching, and try not to die out there.
Friends protect each other. Friends keep their promises. Gone was the fear and hesitation from Cereza's eyes. In its place was courage and steadfast resolve.
I'm an Umbra witch, just like my mum. Come on, let's dance!
Hear the tragedy of
Cereza and the Lost Demon.
No, I thought not. It's not a story that
Umbra Witches of Darkness
would tell you.